Hey guys, good morning. Happy Monday. Hopefully you guys had a great weekend. Let me go and set this room up real quick and then we can get started. 6:19 right now, so we got about 11 minutes till market open. So let me just get this all set up. Once everything's good to go, we can get started with our analysis for today. So everything's set up right here. It's good. All right, solid. Let me get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium. All right, morning guys. Happy Monday. Hopefully you guys had a great Thanksgiving weekend. Hopefully you guys chilled out for the weekend and didn't try to trade because the market was pretty crazy on Friday. Anyways, guys, the market is starting to pick up. Obviously, you can see it's recovered from Friday's drop slightly. But when the market does open in the next couple of minutes, we'll see what happens with regard to its continuation, if it's going to keep recovering to the upside or if it's going to continue dropping because with the new COVID variant, obviously you guys know what generally how that would affect the market, especially with talks of possible shutdowns and possible lockdowns and new mandates and stuff like that. I mean, we really don't know what's going to happen with regard to the new COVID variant, but obviously they're taking it very seriously. See if there's anything else here real quick. Just want to see if there's anything else that I'm missing here with regard to the news, but I think that's the main news. Yeah, so here's the news regarding the new COVID variant. So as the Omicron variant spreads across the world, here's what we know. And it's been spreading like all over. It's going to come to the US regardless. There's no reason for it not to. It's going to come. It's just a matter of time. And it just depends on how serious the government plans on taking precautions, which I'm pretty sure they're going to take pretty serious precautions because I started to hear that other places have they stopped, there's travel bans obviously to like certain places. So like the travel ban in Canada has been going on. Other than that, I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. I mean, obviously there's going to be a new vaccine booster and a lot of you guys aren't happy about that, but it's going to be a way of life. So other than that, we'll see what happens when things get updated. But yeah, welcome guys. Hopefully you guys had a great weekend. Happy Monday. Hopefully you guys had a lot of time to spend with family and friends over the Thanksgiving weekend for you guys here in the US. And that you guys were able to, at least relax a little bit. All right, so let's see who's here. Morning, Paul. Morning, Lorraine. Morning, Patrick. Morning, Fahad. Morning, Matt. Morning, Arash. Nice, Arash. Glad to see you back here. Morning, Miles. Morning, Ogun. We said a new fake variant just in time for the mandates in January, right? Yeah, I mean, we're going through the whole Greek alphabet. It's Omicron already. We'll see what happens next. It's just this is what we got to live with. But hopefully it's not taking too much of a toll on you guys. It's I mean, it is what it is. It's got to deal with it. Morning, Miles. Morning, Fumi. Morning, Brian. Morning, everyone. So let's get started shortly. It's 6:24. I know market is opening in about 6 minutes. So I'll give it a few more minutes for people to make their way in, and then we'll start looking at things in the market for us to kind of confirm certain things as to like where we want to trade. So let's see if there's anything else here. Bill Ackerman said Omicron variant could end up being bullish for the markets. Interesting. Let's see, he said here. Yeah, so if you guys remember Bill Ackman, sorry, there's like a documentary on him. It's pretty crazy. I think it's called The Big Short, or this dude was trying to short that company Herbalife. Um, it's a pretty interesting movie. If you guys haven't seen it, you guys might want to see it. It's called The Big Short. If you guys are like interested in like, trading history and stuff like that, to see like these crazy crashes in the market and like what caused it, stuff like that. I mean, this will like show you that like manipulation in the market is real, because it shows you exactly what happened. He was basically going head to head with like another investor, and they just kept manipulating price for a certain stock. And it's crazy because it was all documented. But yeah, basically he said that code symptoms linked to Omicron variant have been described as extremely mild. So it doesn't look like it's very, I mean, I don't know. I can't say how the variant would act, but I mean, we'll see. I guess there's going to be a lot of news coming up shortly, or with regard to the new variant, especially if it's new. There's going to be a lot of updates regarding stuff, and also the vaccines that are going to be coming out for it. So other than that, let's see, 626. Let's start analyzing the market. So let's see. Paul said sentiment will be measurable today for it's down the middle pretty much. Gotcha, Paul. I'll take a look at that myself. Morning, Delmas. Morning, David. Morning, everybody. So let's take a look at the retail sentiment. Currently, retail sentiment is 53% long, meaning that it's about pretty neutral. Usually, if it's like 65% and higher, that's going to show some sort of bias one way or the other. I think right now people are still waiting to see how the market reacts to all the moves from last week. Obviously they're doing the same thing we're doing. We're being very cautious. We're being very patient. We're waiting to see where the market's going to push so that we can pretty much ride that wave. Right now, it's pretty much neutral for retail sentiment. Looking at futures data, it's currently up 330 points. So you can see a big recovery from yesterday's or last week's drop. So a big drop over here, and then huge recovery from this point right here, which started from yesterday afternoon when the market officially opened. Huge spike to the upside, and then just a continued push higher. So, I mean, we'll see what happens. Obviously we're expecting it to be bullish anyways because of that big drop. It had to recover. However, with the new variant, price might just come plunging once the market actually does open. But we'll see what happens when that happens. We're going to be very cautious and patient and waiting. But for a lot of you guys who are applying, the strategies over the weekend, it did hit. So I was following myself yesterday. A lot of the trades did hit. However, the spread was kind of wide, so I didn't take any trades. I was trying to be very cautious with my entries. So morning, Professor. Yeah, Professor said, good morning. Trust that those celebrate Thanksgiving had a great holiday. Definitely. I did, and hopefully you did too, Professor, and everyone else here. So let's get started with our analysis for the technicals. So looking over here on the 1 minute, currently we have a bullish bias, and the reason for that is because price is above the pivots and the trend meters green. Looking at the 3 minute, same situation. Price is above the pivots and the trend meters green. Lastly, here on the 10 minute, same situation. Price is above the pivots and the trend meters green. So overall with technicals, we have a bullish bias because it's confirmed on the 10 minute, 3 minute, and 1 minute. Looking over here at the 1 hour, it's attempting to swing back to the upside. However, it is still in the indecisive area, confirming that it's pretty much just going sideways right now between these pivots. However, on the 10 minute, 3 minute, and 1 minute, it looks very bullish. So let's see what happens when the market opens in 2 minutes. Right now, we obviously have a bullish bias. That doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be bullish when the market does open at 6:30, which is in 2 minutes, because a lot of orders are going to flood in from the weekend. So a lot of people who are trying to push in their buys, they're still pending right now because the market opens in about a minute. When the market opens, we'll probably see. I wouldn't take the breakout today, guys. If you guys want to take the breakout, I would be very careful with the breakout because you're going to see a lot. It's probably going to spike one way and it's going to spike right back. So like, for example, you're going to see a huge whipsaw, which is kind of what I'm expecting, where you're going to see a lot of pending orders from last week that haven't been filled yet. It's going to spike up to the upside and it's going to pull right back. And then it'll either push back or it's going to continue dropping. So you guys just want to be careful with that. because market is opening in about 20 seconds. So if you guys have any pending or any active orders, I'd probably close out in profit if you guys can. It'll either push up or it'll push down, but I think it's going to pull right back. It's not going to be a smooth move at all. This market is opening in about 7 seconds. So here we go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Morning, Lisa. Morning, Dorothy. Morning, everyone. All right, let's see what's happening right here. So not really much of a movement. I was expecting a bigger push, but I guess it's not very much. It looks like a lot of people are still kind of patient, just waiting out the market until there's a better confirmation. So let's see. Yeah, not really any push at all. So it seems like a lot of people are just waiting, kind of similar to what we're doing here. Our bias here is still going to be bullish. Obviously, let's refresh this right here. This is going to be the daily average, currently up 359 points. Looking over here at the stock index, it is completely green. So it should be shooting up with time. Right here, you can see it drop. I think it's going to bounce off one of these and it's just going to shoot right back up. Or it should. So looking at the fundamentals over here, everything is green. There's a couple red stocks, not very many, but they're literally all green. So following the fundamentals, it should shoot up at some point to some extent. I mean, if that becomes the case, maybe we can take the breakout here. Let me see if I could. Yeah, so in order for us to take the breakout, we would need a strong green candle. We'd also need a buy signal. So we need a buy signal and a strong green candle. What might happen at this point is price might bounce off this this low here and then shoot right back up. So I'm going to be following that. I mean, the fundamentals are so strong right now. The only reason we would have it crashing down is due to some sort of manipulation in the market, because you guys can see here, it's literally all green. It's super green right now. There's like literally like one red stock, Merck & Co., which is like nothing. It's like 2 points in the red, but everything here is green. So it's going to have to push up. So that's what I'm anticipating right now. Right here, it's up 367 points. However, I can expect some sort of manipulation happening in the market right here. You can see price is still dropping and it's dropping heavily, which it shouldn't be, because obviously the market is completely green right now. So I'm going to sit out the market first. I'm going to wait, but I do think it's going to swing back up. So you can see this right here. It's probably going to bounce right off this Asia high right here. So it's probably going to come down there and then bounce right off it. If that doesn't happen, it's probably going to bounce off here, off the New York and London high over here. So you can see right there, it came down exactly to the Asia high and it rejected right off it. If it breaks through it, the next line of defense is going to be right here. This is going to be next support, which is going to be the London high and New York high. We'll see what happens here. But yeah, that's a big drop. This is exactly why I wasn't looking to take any trades off the open, because I had a feeling something like this was going to happen. It's probably going to swing right back up, but we'll see. Let me refresh this. I just want to keep this in mind to see where the fundamentals are moving. If the fundamentals are moving heavily and they're moving back, down, then it would make sense. But right now, currently, it's just, I mean, it's still super green. You can see right there, it bounced right back up. So I'd be careful right now entering trades, guys. I'll watch it, just wait to confirm. Gotcha. Eunice just said CNBC just released positive news about a US 30. So let me check that real quick. Let me go to CNBC real quick, refresh this. I see S&P news right here. I mean, S&P lines up with US 30. So I can see right here. Yeah, so S&P 500. Yeah, 500 rebounds, 1% Friday's Omicron induced sell-off, and Dow gains 300 points. Yeah, no, I agree. So, if you guys remember, whenever CNBC releases some news about something like the Dow right here, it usually does the opposite. So right here, it released positive news, and then price came right back down. If you guys have been with K2 for a while, you guys have seen that. We've witnessed it happen almost every time. So thanks for confirming that, Eunice. Other than that, let's see if price bounces off this this London or New York high. So it's still dumping right here, and this is another reason why I'm waiting to take any trades. So let's check this real quick and go to the fundamentals and see where price currently is. I mean, it's still pretty green. So I'm still expecting it to swing right back up eventually at some point. Um, maybe not now, but it's gonna have to swing up at some point, right? So let me just mark up where these other lows are, or I'll just do this right here. This is probably what's gonna work best. I'll do this and I'll just draw a couple of areas of support here where price will likely bounce from. All right, so we got a couple areas of support right here. Obviously, this is not something that you want to mess with because price can easily just swing right back up, which is kind of what I'm expecting. Price might swing up from this point right here. But one thing that I would be careful is if you were to take a buy from here, it's still going to come in. It might bounce off the London high over here and Asia high if it comes back up. So these are things that you guys want to be aware of. So no matter where price bounces from this point, price can always come back down, bouncing off this, or if it pushes up here, bouncing off this, right? A lot of areas of rejection. So when price gets close to these areas, I usually just avoid it and I wait for price to go into like some open space where there's not going to be any risk of it bouncing off certain price points. So you can see right here, price rejected right off this support, and then it's coming back up, but we'll have to wait and see if it actually does swing back up or if this is just a fake out to lure some people in one direction or the other. Still 52% long. Looks like a lot of people got stopped out of the long position or they pulled out. Going over here to the fundamentals real quick, we'll check out the stock index again. I mean, there's still pretty much green for the most part. There's like two stocks here that are red, Merck and Co and Walmart, but they're not very red. Walmart's down 1.3 points. Merck and Co is only down 2.3, which is not very much. You can see prices just starting to stabilize a bit, right? It's starting to stick around this area, 200 point mark, which is normal. 300 is kind of heavy, but anywhere between 100 and 200 is a little bit more on the stable side where price could continue to push. But we'll see what happens here. You can see price is rejecting off this support about 1-2 times right here. This may be the third time of its rejection, and then it might skyrocket right back up to where it's supposed to go. Charlie's the 3-minute daily sell, a little risky though. Let me check real quick. Yeah, I wouldn't mess with it. I mean, if you want to, you can, Charlie. But I personally wouldn't mess with it. I don't think I want to take any sells at this point. I'd probably wait for it to confirm that it swings back up for a buy. Because I mean, there's just a lot of room for price manipulation here. Because the thing is, a lot of people are thinking the same thing we're doing, right? A lot of people think we're gonna have like a really nice recovery because of the big drop last week. However, that isn't necessarily going to mean it's going to be a smooth one. It can easily just like bounce around the area until they have enough people on one side and then they just reverse it, which, is nothing new. It's obviously the same thing that's been happening for quite some time now. So guys, this is the daily entry from last Friday. I'm not sure if anyone took it. I didn't take it because it was on a Friday, but whoever took it, looks like it hit TP right there. So yeah, so whoever took a daily entry on last Friday hit TP like after I think 20 minutes or so. So great work to whoever caught it. I didn't catch it. I haven't been taking a daily lately because of how price has been moving. But this is cool. So for example, here on this 10-minute right here, if this closes as a sell, then I'm anticipating a big swing back to the upside. Because you'd be looking for the first valid signal after. If I get a buy signal here off the 10-minute after this candle, which is going to be the entry for the daily, then I'll probably take the daily for today. Probably small lot size, and I'll just write it up because I do think it's going to swing back up. But yeah, Charlie, I mean, if you took the trade here for the 3-minute, I personally wouldn't have taken it, but it would have hit TP. Like a couple of reasons why I wouldn't take it. And I always like giving you guys reasoning why I wouldn't take a certain trade is because it was like right at these Asia highs and Asia lows. So for example, if I rewind back to this candle right here, if I saw that sell there, it's too close to this New York high and London high right here, right? So like what I would have been afraid of is if price came down to this point and then it got right to that that London, New York high, I would have been afraid that price would have bounced right off it. So that's why I wouldn't have taken the trade. Also, I wouldn't want to take a sell because the fundamentals are pointing, to the upside. So I don't know if you took it, Charlie, but if you took it, man, you got like some crazy trade psychology there, or you just really trust it. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, you said you didn't take it either. Yeah, I mean, obviously, a lot of the trades that still come up, they still hit. It's just, are you willing to take that risk? I'm not willing to take the risk. So if you guys want to take it, you're more than welcome. Which I always remind you guys, you guys are in control of your own accounts, guys. It's your choice whether you want to take a trade or whether you don't want to take a trade. If I think it's risky, I'll let you know it's risky. I'll give you a reason why I'm not taking it. But if it's a safe trade, then obviously I would take it too. Yeah, Rav said 10-minute daily would be a buy. Cool. Yeah, no, exactly, Rav. I can see that too. And that's kind of what I'm looking for here. So right here is the opening candle. What might happen is price can bounce off a number of points here. Price can bounce off of this Asia low, or it can bounce off the London low, or it can bounce off the previous New York low. So there's a lot of areas here that you guys can look out for where price is likely to bounce from. If we do get a buy off the daily, I'll probably take it today. I usually don't take it, but I'll take it with maybe a smaller lot size and just write that thing up. Because I do think it's going to have to, it's going to have to recover at some point. If this is too big of a drop, like you can think of it right here. It's like, this is so far down. It's got a long way to go back up. So this is when I think when the COVID news was released was like somewhere around 6. Actually, it was like, yeah, so like around this area here. So when the new COVID data came out, it was around here. So it's got a long way to go all the way back up. Right? That's like 7,000 pips. So if I get a daily here for a buy, I wouldn't mind taking that for a nice little move to the upside. So, I mean, we'll see what happens, but I do think it's going to recover at some point. It might not happen right now, it might not happen today. You guys also have to keep in mind that it's NFP week. So I think a lot of you guys forgot that it's NFP week this week. And if you guys remember, market is usually kind of slow from like Monday to Wednesday, and then Wednesday to Friday, it picks up pretty heavily. So probably by Wednesday, it'll swing right back up, or, by Friday, unless there's like some news regarding COVID, which could happen, but we don't know that until it happens. So just looking over here at the rest of the indexes, the Dow's up 172 points, S&P's up about 50 points, NASDAQ's up 212 points, Russell 2K and VIX are down. However, pretty much, everything else over here is pretty much up right now with regard to the major indices that we follow. So, yeah, exactly. So Rav said one lot buy, Sean, for 10-minute when it comes down. Yeah, that's probably what I'm going to do. Maybe even increase it a little bit, but I think one lot should be fine to handle the risk, for whatever comes and whatever happens. But yeah, currently right now, not really much for us to look at. It broke right through all of these supports. Next area of support would be down here. But it looks like it's starting to swing back to the upside. So, I mean, we'll see what happens here, but there's just more areas of support right there if it needs to come down further. So I'll put the requirements here for the strategies that obviously we're following, looking for. If we see something good, we'll take it. However, right now, obviously, we're just waiting for it to swing back up, which I do expect it to swing back up eventually. Just a matter of time. Arash is asking, Sean, do you risk more than 3% per trade for US 30? I actually risk a lot less, Arash. I risk like 1.5% per trade because, obviously I'm trading on a bigger account on FTMO, which is 200K. Well, I mean, I guess it depends. I'm usually between like 1.5 and 3%. I never go past 3% though. It's always going to be around that area. So, I mean, depending on your risk, I would recommend you staying around 3%. I think you should be fine with that or less. I mean, it just depends on your account size. Once you have a bigger account, you can start using less risk. For me, I have multiple accounts. So I have 2 FTMO accounts. That's why I can use 1 point risk on each account. It equals 3% total. But per account, it's like 1.5. And the thing is, I can close the trade off one account, and then it'll just be one trade running if I don't feel comfortable with it. So yeah, generally 1.5 to 3. All right, so here's US 30 starting to swing right back up where we were kind of anticipating. Let me just check off these support levels. I'm going to draw some high lows now so that we can start looking for some high low entries. Yeah, if you guys have been following for the past couple of weeks, I'm like very cautious with my trades. I'm like usually pretty cautious already, but I'm more cautious now during these conditions. So what I'm doing here is I'm taking these trades only if they line up with like multiple strategies, right? So I'm not necessarily taking if there's just like one strategy that fills. I'm looking for like multiple strategies. So I'm looking for like a pivot scalp that lines up with a high low entry and also an intraday entry, but on the shorter time frame. So, just FYI, if you guys are wondering, you'll see some entries here, and I'll tell you that there's an entry. However, I'll tell you if it's risky or not. Basically, right now, I'm considering like almost every trade risky because of how the market's been moving the past couple of days. Until we have some sort of stability in the market, right? We don't have any stability right now. Price is pretty much just bouncing where it wants to go. And then there's just no clear direction. So until there's a clear direction, like say, for example, if we have a strong confluence with retail sentiment, then I'll have a strong, idea as to where price is going. Same with the fundamentals here. Fundamentals are kind of just bouncing around, but once it stabilizes, you can see it's starting to stabilize around 170. This is like, I was mentioning earlier, between 100 and 200 is like normal range for price to be with regard to the Dow. So if price just stays around that area, then that's probably what we're going to be looking for. So looking at this right here, this would technically be an entry using the high-low scalp. However, it's not one that I would necessarily take yet because the fundamentals are still bullish. So I would not take this trade here for a couple of reasons. For one, fundamentals are bullish. For two, it's right at this Asia low. So when price reaches this Asia low right here, price can easily just bounce right off it, right? So it's something that you kind of want to be careful of. Let me see how far the range would be. I mean, it'd be tight enough for you to catch the trade for a full TP, but it's not one that I would necessarily want to take. This candle is too big as well. It's probably gonna hit TP, but I mean, there you go, and it hits TP already. So it's just too risky. You know how volatile this market is. It would have hit TP right there if you were applying the high-low scalp. But the thing that I was worried about was due to the fact that it's such a big candle, that it would probably retrace up a bit before coming back down. So as you guys can see, the strategies work perfectly fine. It's just, what's your level of risk here? Are you willing to take this risk to take these trades that are probably going to hit, but not like almost guaranteed? I want trades that are like almost guaranteed. So as you can see here, another entry using this high-low scalp. If there was a sell signal there, then I would have taken it. And the reason for that is because it would qualify for an entry using the high-low scalp, an entry for the pivot scalp, and also an entry for the intraday strategy as well. So my strategy confluences are going to be stronger than my fundamentals and retail sentiment confluence. So that's something to keep in mind. Balancing your confluences here, everything has a different, level of strength. If you have like 3 strategies lining up on one specific candle, then that's going to give me confirmation that, it's probably going to be a really good trade. And the momentum's so strong that it'll keep moving regardless of the fact of how strong the fundamentals are. So something to keep in mind. And that's basically what I've been going off lately. Because the market is just it's not smooth at all. It's kind of just going back and forth. So even like the fundamental analysis doesn't necessarily line up all the time. But I'm still following the fundamentals right now until we have one of those entries come up. And let me see if I could find an entry here that would be an example for what I just told you guys so that you guys can kind of understand what I'm looking for here. I did show you guys a couple last week. And it's happened like quite a bit since then. Let's see. Not really, I don't really see anything here. Well, if I do see something, I'll let you guys know to show you guys an example of what I'm looking for here. But yeah, if you guys want to see it, I did give like quite a bit of examples last week when we were on the live session. Check current price. All right, so the range is now within this area, which is cool. This is what we want. We want price to get into a range into consolidation so that we can catch it as it breaks out. Kind of similar to what happened at the time of the previous trade. Let me see if I can find an example of what I'm generally looking for with regard to these entries. Market was too, I mean, it was moving yesterday, but it was pretty choppy. I just don't see anything here that I would have, and this is Asia session, so I'm not expecting to see anything there. So if I see an example, I'll show you guys. But basically, I'm just looking for for one entry that qualifies as an entry for multiple strategies at the same candle. D said pending home sales news within 10 minutes. Thanks, D. I didn't even check the news today. Let me check the news real quick. It's one thing that I forgot to look at for today. All right, so at 7 o'clock in about 10 minutes, we have pending home sales. Thanks, Steve, for confirming that. I totally forgot to look at the news today. Then at 9:15, we have ECB President Lagarde speaking. And then at 11 a.m., we have Bank of Canada Government Macklem speaking. We also have Powell speaking today too. So guys, we have a lot of people. Today's actually a pretty heavy news day. Not right now, but it's going to be heavier news a little later. We have Fed member Williams speaking at noon, and then right after we have Fed Chair Powell speaking. So I think we'll probably see that bullish move a little later today, because when Powell speaks, usually price goes up. Looks like we have a lot of Fed meetings this week, actually. So we got Powell speaking today. We got Powell speaking tomorrow. We got Powell speaking every day this week, actually, except for Thursday and Friday. So we got Powell speaking today, we got Powell speaking tomorrow, and we got Powell speaking on Wednesday. So I think price will definitely swing back up when he maybe not all the way up, but he's going to swing back up when he speaks today, or maybe even like before that. Something to keep in mind. And we'll keep updated with the news. I don't know why that crossed my mind. Usually it's the first thing I look at. But here's a range right here, guys. Price is pretty much just ranging within this area. And this is perfectly fine, because when price breaks outside of this range, meaning price breaks above it or price breaks below it, we'll have an entry ready for us. So it's just a matter of waiting for that entry, which should be happening shortly. All right, so there's a range right there on the 1 minute. Looking at the 3 minute right here. This is going to be a key area, this Asia low. I think this is where price might be bouncing from. So this low right here was invalidated. Price came down and pushed below it. So the new low is going to be off this candle. And we'll just keep moving it as price continues to move lower and lower. Looking at the 10 minute right here. Let me see if there's any zones. There's probably a lot of zones in this area. Yeah, actually, this whole area is a zone right here, so it's kind of a mess. The zone right there. Zone right there. Yeah, there's too many zones right here off the 10 minutes, so it's too messy. I wouldn't be really looking for I wouldn't recommend looking for any snipes right now, especially without prices moving. So I'm going to avoid the snipes for now. Let's go back to the 1 minute. All right, so there's a new low right there. Going over here, this is a clean chart. What I'm going to do here is I'll mark up, our usual places with regard to US 30 in the morning. So we got a markup right here at 6:30. And you guys, if you guys have been here for a while, you guys know exactly what these times indicate, right? So when price swings up, price is probably going to swing right back up to opening price. When price gets to that point, price will do one of two things. It'll bounce off it, or it'll break through and continue pushing up higher. My guess is it's going to push up higher, especially because Powell is going to be speaking today. So Here's the opening price right here. And you guys see this pattern, it plays out almost every day. So there's the opening price. So that's what you guys want to look out for. When price swings back up, price will do one of two things. If and when price swings back up, which I do think it's going to swing back up, it might bounce off this Asia low, swing back up. And then when it swings back up to this point, price will either continue pushing up higher, which is my guess. It'll probably continue pushing up higher, or it'll swing back down. But we'll see. There's no guarantee it's going to happen. And that's like another thing that I want to, emphasize to you guys as well. There's no guarantees in trading, right? A lot of people want those guarantees where they want these trades that are going to hit for sure. And I try to get as close as possible to that guarantee with everything that I take, because I don't like losing trades. But it's never going to be guaranteed, right? Doesn't matter how good your analysis is. If the market wants to throw you off, it'll throw you off. And it's just how the market moves. You win some, you lose some. As long as you're like more consistent with the wins, you should be perfectly fine. And as long as you're using proper risk. So this low right here was broken. Since it's broken right here and it's been invalidated, the new low is going to be down here. Gosh, Maddie just said that it's currently 55% long right now. I'm gonna refresh this. All right, so it looks like a lot of people are prepping for that swing to the upside. As you can see, it was like 52%. Now it's 55, meaning that a lot of people are placing their buy orders now. So a lot of people are in buys now at this moment. Price rejected right off this Asia low, and it can swing all the way right back up. So you guys just want to be careful. I'm not going to take any speculative buys, even though I do think price is going to come back up. I still think it's a bit risky. If I see some entries for a buy, then yeah, I'll take the buy, but currently not right now. This high right here was invalidated. So this isn't going to be the official high. The high is actually way up here. This is the first high that hasn't been invalidated. The next high would be right here if this closes and it establishes as a high, which is perfectly fine. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for price to establish a new high. Once it does, then we can look for some buy entries using the high-low scalp and for the pivot scalp. I'm just going to keep this right here because this is still the range within the area. However, this isn't going to be considered the high. When price breaches this point, this is not going to be considered the high. This is now the pending high right here. And this is perfect. It's exactly what we're looking for. The range has now gotten tighter, and it's going to continue to move sideways from here. So one thing to keep in mind, guys, is if price breaks above here and gives a high-low scalp, I'm probably not going to take it. I'm going to wait for it to move a bit higher. And then when it gets around this area right here, past the pivots, then if it breaks above again, then I'll start looking for some entries for a buy. But currently right now, I'm not looking for any entries for a buy. Plus the news is coming up in about 3 minutes as well. Rav says, oh, sorry, Rav, I just saw your question. On the high, it looks like the wick is invalidated. Yeah, no, exactly. It is invalidated, Rick. Rav, you're proper. It was just, I just had it there because that was like the closest range within the candles. But yeah, it was invalidated. So you're right, 100%. And, good eye with identifying that as well. What's up, Dion? Dion said market opened with a gap yesterday. Yeah, definitely did. So there's a long way to go until it reaches back where it initially opened, which is right here. And the gap actually happened even higher, I believe. Yeah, I don't really, oh, the gap is right here. Actually, it's above the gap already. Yeah, so price gapped right there. And it's already like way above it. But if it does swing back up right here, Dion, I do expect it to possibly come back to the opening price. Well, we'll see. I mean, we're going to follow it, see what happens from here. If this continues to move lower and lower, that's perfectly fine because this is what I'm looking for, guys. I'm looking for a high-low entry, and I'm looking for it to close with the buy signal above these pivots. Because if we get those two right there, like I don't want it to close below here. If it closes above this area here, we're going to have an entry for the high-low scalp and an entry for the pivot scalp. If I see that, then I would probably take it. There's like two confluences with two different strategies off the same candle. That's like, that's like the golden confluence right there. Not necessarily two. I would more so want three confluences, but you know, if we don't get that, we don't get that. So I'm for the most part looking for more strategy confluences here. Because the thing is, we don't have a strong retail sentiment. If the retail sentiment was stronger, then great. But retail sentiment right now is only 55% long. It's now 57%. So you can see a lot of people are now anticipating what we're anticipating, right? Everyone's looking for price to swing back to the upside, which is logical, right? It's a logical thing to anticipate. Looking over here at the fundamentals, let's check the index real quick. Index is currently still pretty much bullish for the most part. Looking at the fundamentals right here, refreshing this, it's currently 120 points in the green. So it's still bullish. And even though people are shifting to the buy side, you know, we're being patient, guys. We're not entering that buy just yet. Even though a lot of people are entering buys right now, we're going to wait for it. Because the thing is, we still don't have that confirmation. Yeah, I know it just went up again, Maddie. So a lot of people are really anticipating that swing back to the upside. Oh gosh, news. Yeah, news just came out right now, guys. Let's see where the news is at. So pending home sales right now at 7. Let's refresh that. See if it was positive. It was very positive, actually. So it's previously negative 2.3 for pending home sales. A lot of pending home sales right now. If it was forecasted to be around 0.8, it was actually 7.5%. So this shows that economy is good right now, right? If the economy is not good, people wouldn't be buying houses. A lot of people are buying houses right now. So it's just indicating that the economy is still, you know, it's thriving at this moment. So we'll see what happens here if price ends up swinging back to the upside. However, currently right now, there just isn't any confirmation for that at the moment. So let's see. Got this pushing to the upside right here. Again, like I mentioned, guys, if we get a buy signal that closes below here, I'm not going to take it. If it closes above the pivots, then I'll probably take it. But currently right now, it's not one that I would necessarily want to hop into. You can see that the range is actually getting tighter and tighter. And as you can see, the range is like starting to squeeze, right? And that's fine. We want the squeeze because when the price squeezes, what happens when the range gets tighter and tighter? It's going to have to break out one way or the other. So it's not necessarily a bad thing. So as you guys can see, I drew another line right here because we have another pending high-low. So this is the original high-low. These are already established. These right here are pending. The reason why it's pending is because price, and you can see price just broke right past it. So this is no longer here. If this closes above here, this is going to be a high-low entry. But it's not one that I would take. So I'll mark it up for you guys. But like I mentioned, it's not one that I would necessarily want to take. We would also need the buy signal there. So the buy signal will need to close. But it's not one that I would feel comfortable taking. Just because how the market's moving right now, right? It's not really moving very smoothly. Here you go. Its price broke the high. This is no longer going to be the high at that point. This candle's closing in about 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. No entry there. So this high right here has been invalidated. This is not going to be the new high. And that's fine. This is exactly what I'm looking for. I actually want this to happen here because I want these pivots to come lower and lower. As it comes lower and lower, as it pushes up and breaks through this high, then I would be more inclined to take the trade here, right? Because I'm looking for these two strategies to line up. I want a high-low pivot scalp and also a pivot scalp entry right here, or a high-low scalp and a pivot scalp. So currently don't have that yet, but it's currently fine. You know, it's just being patient. You can see prices kind of just going back and forth. It's not really choosing a direction. It's literally just ranging within this area. And this is why this indicator is very useful, right? A lot of people like this indicator specifically because it helps you identify ranging markets, which is markets that you don't want to be trading in. You want to wait for price to break outside of the range. And this indicator makes it almost impossible for you to miss it because if you're drawing these high and lows, it's pretty obvious when price is ranging, right? And it definitely gives you an upper hand in the market because a lot of people can't identify these ranging markets. Like people think that just because it's dropping right here, it's still dropping, right? However, we identified this range before this range was even established. When the range was back here, we already anticipated that it was going to be ranging. And now we're just waiting for it to break and close past it. So, all right, it's a matter of time until we get some sort of confirmation here. Fundamentals are still 118 points in the green. Let's see, pending home sales rebounded sharply in October despite rising mortgage rates. Nice. Well, so we'll see what happens next. All right, price broke below here. This technically would be an entry using the high-low scalp. However, like I mentioned before, guys, I'm not looking to enter any high-low scalps right now. And obviously right there, I would have hit TP again. So the market is moving super volatile. So as you can see right there, if you took the high-low scalp, it would have hit TP already, like immediately. Yeah, it's too fast. Like Maddie said right here, it would have been too fast anyways. I agree. So the market is like, you can see how volatile it is, right? It can easily hit your TP. And then if you don't have your TP set, it'll just spike right back up. So you guys got to be really quick if you guys are taking these trades. I don't like taking trades like this because the thing is I'm using a copier and I've added like 4 accounts to my copier. So if I enter a trade like this, I'm probably gonna get screwed because it's got a copy to all my other accounts. So you can see right there, price went all the way back up. So if you were too slow and you didn't pull out, you would have gotten caught in this trade. However, if you got in the trade and then you pulled out properly how you're supposed to, you would have hit TP. It's not a risk that I'm willing to take, especially because now I have so many accounts on my copier. So I've refunded my personal account. So I'm trading I'm trading 2 FTMOs, my personal, and 1 MFF that I haven't started yet, but it's currently, it's ready to go whenever I'm ready to take this trade. Yeah, I mean B, sorry, I said P. B, I'm doing MFF, but I don't recommend anyone do it yet until I can confirm. Well, other people have confirmed for me, but I don't want to tell you guys to do it yet until I'm able to confirm for you that it's like legit, right? Because the only reason I did it was because a couple of my close friends got funded and they've gotten paid out already. So, but I don't think they got paid out like a big amount. So the thing is, I want to make sure that I could get a pretty big payout and they actually pay out on time and they're professional about it. They did say that the payout was kind of weird. It was like, it's not like FTMO where it's like automatic. You kind of have to reach out to them and tell them like, hey, I want my payout. So yeah, and Rav too. So Rav is also waiting as well. So yeah, once I get my payout from MFF, well, once I get funded on MFF and I get paid out, guys, then I'll let you guys know. I just want to make sure, because I don't like advertising anything or recommending anything to you guys that I wouldn't do myself. For the longest time, I was holding off on funding talent. And then I finally did funding talent and they never even paid me. They never paid me and they never refunded my things. They said that our group was just like taking trade. Like, I don't know. They found like every excuse to not pay people out. So a lot of people here didn't even get paid out through funding talent, which is unfortunate. I lost my challenge fees and I also lost and I never got paid out my thing. So it is what it is, but whatever. We'll wait for this to clear out. B's asking personal account, meaning your own personal funds. Yeah, my personal funds. So pretty much my profits that I make from FTMO, I just funnel them over to my my Hugo's Way account, and it's just copying my trades over. Because I don't know, I'm a lot more focused on trading now, guys. I mean, before I was focused on K2 and trying to get people onto K2 and teaching people how to use the strategies. But I've kind of like, you just run into some bad apples that you're trying to teach, and it's just I'd rather just focus on trading. So I'm going to help you guys here. Whoever's in K2, obviously I'm going to help you guys out to be great traders. But for me, I'm not really looking to grow K2 anymore. I'm just going to focus on trading. So if you guys are in here, great. You guys are going to continue to succeed with this here at K2, but I'm not really looking out to find new people to join K2. Because the thing is, the problem with me like sharing K2 with people is like you guys have seen lately, right? A lot of our strategies here have been like, they've been countering. So like every time we look for an entry here, it would get really close to the entry point and then it would just reverse. It's like somebody's watching what we're doing and they're doing the complete opposite to spike price against us. So I'm not looking to like really give out my strategies as much to like new people. I'll give my strategies to you guys here, obviously, because you guys have been with K2 for a while, but I'm not looking to like give strategies, like my strategies out to like random people anymore. Because I feel like it's been counterproductive. It's been affecting my trading where I'm not able to catch as many good trades as I used to before. So yeah, but yeah, no, once MFF is good, I'll let you guys know. Paul said, took a small loss today, but I'm happy to implement my account. No, exactly, Paul. As long as you're using proper risk, you should be fine, right? If you're risking like 1 to 3%, then you should be all right with your account there. Rav said, will there be enough? Oh, that's small. That's smart. So Paul said that he reduced his risk today. That's great. You know, especially for a day like this, you want to be very careful with the trades that you're taking. So great work there, Paul. Smart thinking with lowering your lot size and your risk. Rav said, will there be enough trading days as Xmas Christmas is coming up? Yeah, there should be, Rav. Let me check the calendar real quick. I mean, we still have the entire month. The let's see. Yeah, I mean, we have like 1, 2, 3. We have about 4 weeks, Rav. And then after Christmas, we still have, I mean, the market is still going to be moving. It's just not going to be moving as fast. So we have about 4 weeks, like full weeks to trade. And then the last 2 weeks of December, volatility will be lower, but it's not going to be like horrible. Like it's still going to be tradable, especially because we're scalping. You know, if you're intraday trading, it's going to be harder. But for scalping, you know, we only trade during a certain period, so we should be fine, Rav. I don't think there should be a big issue at all. Let's see. Patrick said, "Say no to Randa." No, exactly, 100%, Patrick. B's asking, planning on closing the group? So I'm not going to close the group necessarily, Paul. I'm just not going to be like, I'm not like necessarily telling people where to sign up, right? Like if people want to sign up to K2, they can go on the website. But on these live sessions, I'm not like, hey, if you want to sign up, go to the website. I'm not really advertising like that because, you know, I make so much money from trading where it's like, I don't really need to keep signing people up because it just lowers the ability for me to take these trades. So I'm not closing the group, but I'm also not advertising it out to random people anymore. If you guys have friends and family who want to trade with us, that's completely fine. They can sign up. But I'm not like trying to find some random people and, you know, like Rav said here, trolls. I'm not trying to like attract any people to K2 that don't want to be here. If you guys want to be here, that's great. I'm here to help you guys out. You know, I'm here to give you guys as much information, as much analysis as I can, because I'm trading every day too. But I'm not looking to have like random people just, you know, come across K2 and join, which is fine. If they want to join, that's completely fine. But I'm not here to like advertise it and have people join K2 at a random. And this is better for us. So, you know, you just keep in mind that like a smaller group is actually better because then I can focus on you guys as well. I can just focus on whoever's here, whoever needs help. You guys can ask me questions and I can help you guys with whatever problems you guys have rather than going out and helping brand new people. So we have another high right here, guys. That's why I drew that line. That's pending. So this is exactly what we were waiting for, right? That we were just being patient, waiting for this to swing above. Now that we have price at this point, if price ends up breaking above here in closing, then this is going to be it's going to be a better time for us to enter the trade because it's going to be above the pivot. So the trend is going to be shifting to the upside. So this is cool. This is exactly what I'm gonna be looking for. I actually want a sell signal to come up here so that when it comes back up, we'll have a buy signal. And then it will line up with a pivot scalp and the high low over here as well. So let's go back to the 3-minute, nothing here. Going to the 10-minute, nothing here for the snipes. Looking at the daily, nothing here as well. You can see price is kind of just like going sideways from this Asia low right here. And then it just might bounce back up, which is perfectly fine. It's exactly what we're looking for here. All right, so price is now within this smaller range. Price was above here in this big range, and then now it's within this smaller range right here, which is great. It's exactly what we're looking for. All right, so now we're just gonna be patient and wait for this to swing back up. So if you guys are looking for what I'm looking for this to swing back up and close above these pivots. That's perfect. I want that sell signal right there to close. It's going to be like almost a perfect setup for us when it swings back up. Oh gosh, Sam said that Christmas falls on a weekend. Oh, nice. Yeah, thanks, Sam, for confirming that. Yeah, so Christmas does actually fall on Saturday. Christmas Eve is on Friday. Christmas Day is actually on Saturday. So that's actually a good thing for us because we'll have more days to trade and we should be good. Yeah, Paul said, thanks to you, I'm trading more conservatively. And that's a smart thing to do, Paul, because your goal here, like you guys got to keep in mind, your main goal of trading is to not lose, right? A lot of people want to make the big profits, but as long as you don't lose, your profits are just going to keep adding up over time. And then, you know, at the end of each day, the end of each week, the end of each month, consistency will reveal that you'll make a lot of profits actually, compared to like going back and forth with wins and losses. Like for me, I take like 1 to 3 trades a day, but they all win. So at the end of the day, I mean, end of the week, the profits are definitely sitting pretty nice. All right, so here goes a range right here. This is perfect. This is exactly what I was looking for with regard to the entry that I'm trying to enter, right? So with this set right here, price is currently right here. And if price ends up closing above one of these highs here, odds are we're probably gonna get a buy signal, right? I don't want a buy signal to close right here. I want it to close on the next candle. So that if it closes above this point, then it's gonna line up for an entry with basically 2 of these strategies here. So I do have my, let me get this set up right here. I don't want a buy signal to close right here, not yet. The next one would be perfect. But not this one right here. Because I want the pivots to come down lower. All right, that's perfect. It's exactly what I wanted. I wanted to keep ranging because the more that it ranges, these pivots are going to come lower. So what I'm looking for is I'm looking for this to push to the upside with a buy signal, close above these pivots, and that will fill the requirements for a pivot scalp, right? Because if we get a buy signal and it closes above these pivots, that's going to be a pivot scalp. And then if price closes above this high here, or one of these highs, it's going to be a high-low scalp entry as well. So you guys kind of get where I'm going with this. I want 2 entries for 2 different strategies, or I want 1 entry for 2 different strategies, and it's going to give me a better confluence with regard to where price is going to go, because it's probably going to be a winner if that happens. Other than that, let's see. B said maybe people monitoring the YouTube a lot. Yeah, I could see that, B. Which is like, you know, it's kind of a hassle, but I still like, the thing is I stream this on YouTube so that other people can see, you know, because I try to be as transparent as possible with you guys. We trade live every day just so that people can see that we're applying the same strategies. Nothing really changes. Plus, it's, you know, it's the same process every single day. So the real key is to have some sort of process with regard to your trading. Let's see, Fahad said more stocks are turning red, even though percentage wise it's still positive. So let me check this real quick. Yeah, so it's currently at 87 points in the green right now. But like, yeah, Fahad said, a lot of stocks are starting to turn red here. So as you guys can see, it's still pretty much like it's right down the middle now. It's getting closer to like neutral. But something, let me see if there's news coming up again after. I don't think there's anything else, right? There is ECB news at 9:15. So no news coming up shortly. But yeah, Fahad's right. The fundamentals are starting to become more neutral. So that's actually an okay thing, Fahad. So like if the fundamentals become neutral, then we can be okay with taking trades in either direction. You can see that there's another low that's been established right here. So as you guys can see, there's a wider range, right? So if I delete this right here, you guys can see the wider range. If I delete these right here, you can see the tighter range, right? So the range is getting smaller, which is perfectly fine. That's exactly what we're looking for. And we're pretty much just waiting for this to push through above. I personally don't want to buy a signal to close here. If it closes, I mean, it is what it is. It's okay. But I was hoping that it would close above this area here. What might happen is it might just continue to range even though we get a buy signal there. Yeah, so we get the buy signal there, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to keep pushing up higher. It just might continue to bounce back and forth within this area, just like it did right here with this candle, and then now this candle right here. Going to the 3-minute, we have a pending buy signal here. However, this buy signal would not fall under any of these strategies, right? because in order for it to, well, the daily's already done. So I'll turn this off. All we have here is the pivot scalp. So for the pivot scalp, in order for there to be an entry off this 3-minute, price would need to close above the pivots here. Pivots are so far off, so it's likely not to happen off that specific candle. So we're probably going to see price range within this area. 619 right now. I was hoping to get at least one trade before 8. So we'll see what happens here. I mean, if it closes above this point, let me see how far you can possibly push the next point. I mean, technically, it could possibly work out, but all in all, still a bit risky. But yeah, thanks, Fahad, for confirming that. So that now we know that fundamentals are kind of going down the neutral side a little bit. I mean, it's pretty bullish, so it's 128 points now. Retail sentiment currently 57% long, so a lot of people are shifting to the long side, but it hasn't really confirmed yet that it's going to push that way altogether. Looking at the fundamentals over here for the futures data, currently 102 points. So it's still bullish to me for the most part, but it's just the range is getting tighter and tighter. This high right here would have been invalidated because it was touched after that following candle. So no high right there, which is okay. What I'm looking for at this point is I want this to be a sell signal so that when it swings right back up, this time it'll close with a signal above the pivots, and it's exactly what we've been pretty much waiting for this whole time. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to keep the 1 minute open right now because I don't want to miss this trade, right? This is what we've been waiting for probably the past 20 minutes now. We're just waiting for price to close above here with the buy signal so that we can take the buy. But it hasn't done it yet. And I'm sure a lot of you guys have noticed, a lot of times it'll happen right after right after I get off the live session too. So I'm pretty much just going to sit here and wait for this to confirm. It might take some time. So hopefully it'll happen within the next 20 minutes or so. It should, because it can't range like this forever. But I mean, we'll see what happens next. Yeah, B said maybe should make the group a referral based thing. They'll probably attract higher quality people. I know I've been definitely referred I've definitely referred a few people already. Yeah, no, that's a great idea, B. So the thing with K2 is that's exactly what I was trying to get at. We want higher quality, you guys are high quality people here. Obviously, you guys have been with K2 for a while, but that's what we're looking for. We want higher quality people who actually want to learn how to trade, not just people looking for signals or people looking to be added to my copier, which is never going to happen because I'm never going to offer signals anymore, guys, and I'm not going to offer access to a copier. But yeah, I want to be helping people who actually want to learn how to trade, not necessarily people who are looking for shortcuts, because you guys have seen that this stuff does work as long as you do it properly. But there's no guarantees in trading, obviously. No. So yeah, definitely a good idea there, B. That's probably something that we'll move towards next year as we continue for another year trading. Man, it's crazy. It's been I've been trading with you guys pretty much every day for the past 3 years now. And you guys have seen how much K2's evolved since then. So, I mean, it's been a great ride and we're going to keep going as the next year swings by. I'm just curious to see how the market's going to move next year. If it's going to move back to normal or it's going to be super volatile like first year of COVID. But we'll see what happens. Yeah, price is still ranging within this area. I'm still looking for price to close above the high here. So this high here is invalidated. This here still hasn't been tested. And this one above here also hasn't been tested either. B's asking, would you prefer it to be normal or volatile? Volatile for sure. So volatile so that we can take more entries because we're more focused on scalps now. A normal market is pretty much it's pretty solid for intraday trading and swing trading. But I personally would prefer volatile because I like the feeling of getting in and out of trades right away. I hate the feeling of holding on to a penny trade for days and then nothing happens and then all of a sudden it just ends up going opposite. So I would prefer volatile for sure. Raj said the high-low strategy works very well in gold, either in both sessions. Nice, Raj. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people apply this high-low strategy on different assets. Just keep in mind, I know that I developed this strategy specifically for US 30, but a lot of people in the group do apply it on different assets like gold, like Arash just said. I know Paul here likes to apply it on NASDAQ, which works very well as well. And there's just a lot of different opportunities. I probably wouldn't apply it on a slow Forex pair, but maybe on a Forex pair that actually moves pretty quickly. You can probably test it to see if it works very well. But this strategy is like super based off like price action and momentum. And that's why you have to follow like where the signals are, right? So for example, if we get a sell entry here using the high-low scalp, but there's no sell signal, then we wouldn't take the trade because that's going to be one of the requirements here. So that's one thing that you guys got to remember. I know a lot of people try to apply it, on its own, but these indicators are definitely going to be key with helping you identify where the actual valid entries are. Because you're going to get a lot of fake outs. Like for example, price is ranging like how it is right here, and you don't get a sell signal and price closes below here and you take it, it's probably going to reverse on you. Same with a buy here. So for example, if you have a sell signal here and price closes above the pivots or closes above the high, but there's no buy signal, odds are it's going to pull right back. It's just a small retracement to the upside. So guys, just make sure if you guys are applying any of these strategies, make sure that you're checking off all of these requirements. Because what I've seen some people do is they'll go to requirement 1 and 2, and then they'll skip over 3, 4, and 5. And then it just pretty much defeats the whole purpose. And then they wonder why they lost the trade. And the reason was because they didn't confirm all of the requirements here. So just make sure that you guys are confirming all the requirements if and when you guys apply any of these strategies here, because the requirements are there for a reason. And it's pretty much to almost guarantee your success with a trade, because all these confirmations were developed for a reason. So as you can see right here, price is rejecting off this Asia low, but it's still ranging. It's just going sideways. And this is perfectly fine because this is what we were looking for. This is actually going to be a perfect entry if it ends up closing above. So I want this to close with the sell signal here. And then when it finally swings to the upside with the buy signal and it closes above one of these highs, it's going to be almost like a home run hit in my opinion, because that's what I'm looking for. All right, nothing here off the 3-minute. Still nothing off the daily. It's still kind of just dancing around this like Asia low area. Well, we'll see what happens next. All right, so this low right here has been invalidated. This was invalidated because it was touched by this candle. This high was invalidated because it was touched by this candle. This might be another low here, but other than that, you guys can see that price is clearly in a range at this moment. This tight range right here. All right, so price broke below here. If it closes below this point, this would technically be a high-low scalp for a sell. It's too big of a candle, though. It's not one that I would recommend taking. Yeah, so this would be a high-low scalp here, but it's not one that I would recommend taking because it's too big of a candle. Generally, when a candle is this big, it's going to have to retrace up a little bit. It doesn't need to retrace up all the way, but I just find it a bit too risky for someone like myself to want to enter this trade, especially because I've been looking for a buy this whole time. So we'll have that marked up right there. It'll probably hit TP, but it's not a risk that I'm necessarily willing to take. And there you go. It would have hit TP right there. Man, I should have just been taking these stupid sells. But this is where the discipline comes in, right? The thing with this is I do see these entries here for a sell. I did mark it up for you, and I told you that it was going to be a sell, but it was going to be very risky. But the thing is, this is discipline, guys. Because the thing is, I'm not getting greedy, and I'm also not taking any shortcuts here. Like my bias is still for a buy overall, but this would have hit TP right there as well. So. It's just all about discipline, right? The best traders that you guys run into, they're all disciplined, right? They follow their strategy, they follow their requirements, they follow whatever they follow every day to the T. Like for me, I follow everything to the T, even if I see entries here for a sell, because I'm not trying to get caught up with taking shortcuts all the time or going off track. So if you guys took the trade, I mean, big congrats to you guys, but I'm following my strategy and I'm following, well, I mean, this is my strategy. This would have been an intriguing strategy, but I'm following my gut and my way of analyzing the chart, because currently right now the fundamentals are still bullish, or they're not anymore. Actually, they've actually shifted to the downside. They're still not bearish though. So it's just all about, you know, discipline and following what you're looking for here. Like obviously I missed out on like 3 trades today, which could have hit, but I'd rather have no losses than have a couple wins that like I didn't feel comfortable about. So and whoever took the trade there, you know, congrats to you. I didn't take it. So none of these trades are being counted towards the results. You know, just keep in mind, guys, I'm only counting trades that I'm taking myself. So pretty much the results that are posted at the end of the week are trades that I'm taking, or that I've told you to, you know, this is a good trade, which could have hit, but it is what it is. Let me see if there's anything else here. I just saw your messages, Maddie. Let me pull this over here real quick. Let's see what Maddie said. Oh, nice. Yeah, so Maddie just sent me his profits on both of his accounts. So these are Maddie's funded accounts right here. He is up 815 off this account. And then his other account, 262. So it looks like you're taking smaller lot sizes, which is a smart move. You know, just being careful. Again, right here, he's up 1,000 off this account. And then 1,747 off this account. Nice work, Maddie. Yeah, I know there's a lot of variations that are coming up. Pretty much, you know, when the market's ranging like this, it's a good time to take these variations. But, you know, like I've been mentioning, it's not one that I would necessarily want to take because there were for sells here. Yeah, no, great work, Maddie. Glad to see that you're like super profitable right there. Noel over here too. Noel's currently up at 273. Nice work, Noel. He took some US 30 trades, took a small loss off GJ right there. Everything else is pretty solid though. He took a nice buy right here off US 30, locked in 134. That's your biggest trade for the day. So that looks pretty solid right there. Here we go. Rick's back, man. Welcome back, Rick. So Rick's currently up 1,542 for the day. Nice work, Rick. Off that US 30 sell. So Rick's actually taking these trades. So it looks like a lot of these trades here that we've been looking at, Rick's actually taking them. And he made about 1,542 off that. So great work right there, Rick. Dell as well. Dell's taking these sells, even though I'm not taking them, and I'm telling you guys that it's risky. You know, as you guys can see, people are still taking these trades that we're discussing on here. So Dell took the sells, locking a total of 1,354. Nice work, Dell. And kicking off the week right. And then Rick over here too. So Rick again right here, he took some more sells. He took the opposite here for a buy. But he's in profit a total of 3,486. So nice work right there, Rick. Rick said he's taking a break now. Good idea, Rick. Take that break. Enjoy your profits. Come back tomorrow, and you know, just take a break from it, because you don't need to take anything crazy right now. Vincent just sent me his profits too. Vincent's currently up 1,780 for the day. Nice work, Vincent. Keep it up, bro. Consistency is key. So other than that, let's see if there's anything else right now for us to look at. Nothing right now. These highs never were broken, so it's completely fine. These lows were broken though, so there's no longer these lows here. The next low is going to be down here. So as you can see, there's still a range. Price just dropped lower, and now the range is a little bit farther down here. Other than that, let me see if there's anything else that I'm missing here. I think Patrick said gonna walk away. So Patrick locked in a total of 1,573. Nice work, Patrick, off this account. He's taking the sells too. So as you guys can see here, I'm giving analysis here for sells. I'm telling you how risky it is, but people are still taking them. So, you know, it just depends. If you're willing to take the risk and you guys are okay with taking that risk, then it's completely fine, because the trades are still hitting. I missed a lot of trades here, but some of you guys still took it. So Patrick's up 1,573 off this account. And then his other account, he's up 3,934. So just depending on your risk tolerance, you guys can take these trades here. But yeah, Patrick said gonna walk away. Just smart move. You know, take your profits, and then we'll continue on with, you know, the rest of the week. It's still Monday, guys, so just keep in mind, don't feel that FOMO, because I know a lot of you guys feel like the fear of missing out, and you guys want to hop into these trades. But like, just look at me right here. I'm seeing all these wins here and all these profits. And I'm still not getting FOMO to enter any of these like risky trades. Angelo here as well. She said done for the day, locked in a total of 1,018 for GJ. Nice work, Angela. So great work, guys. Great work amongst everyone here. If you guys have more profits, send them in. We'll add them to the list, and then we'll continue. We'll continue with adding everything to the profit shows later on today. So once we get all the profits by the end of the session, I'll post them all up, and then we'll see how everyone did for the day. Other than that, let me see if I'm missing anything else here. Nothing there. Maddie said, I think market's going to dump to the London low to fill a gap from yesterday. Let's see. So yeah, that's the gap that Dion was mentioning earlier. Let me just see where the gap's at right now. I'm just going to draw the gap. Okay, so the gap is right here. Yeah, so you're right, Maddie, to fill the gap from yesterday. So the gap is actually way down here. The London low's right here. So I can see that, Maddie. I can see price continuing to drop lower from this point and filling the gap. So let me check over here real quick and see. Fundamentals are currently 58 points in the green. Looking over here at the stock index. Stock index is pretty much, I mean, it's still flat. It's like right down the middle, like how it was earlier. Looking at futures data, currently up 103 points. Looking at retail sentiment, currently 57% long, which is fine. Yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens in the next couple minutes or so. If you guys have questions, feel free to drop the questions in the chat. I'm here to help you guys out. If you guys have any issues with your trading, any issues with your trade psychology, any strategies, just let me know and I can cover it. And hopefully this week I can hold another mentoring session because I know you guys did like the last mentoring session. So what I'm going to try to do more often, guys, is have at least a mentoring session every week or every other week. Just, to help you guys out here. Because I know a lot of you guys do have questions, but you guys are scared to ask questions here on the live session because you don't want to bother me or any of these other people here who are looking to trade. So I'll try to set up a mentoring session maybe on Thursday or maybe even Wednesday or Thursday or even Friday, whatever works for people. I'll set up the poll and then we'll have a mentoring session where I can answer all of your questions because, this is probably the perfect time to really get things down. It's getting close to the end of the year. So you just want to make sure you have everything down. So next year you can just hit the ground running and, lock in a ton of profits for 2022. So other than that, let's see, there's another high here that's been established. All right, so if this closes below here with the sell signal, it's got to close with the sell signal, then I'll possibly take it. I can see that, the bias is starting to shift a little bit. So if it does close below there, but it needs to close below there with the sell signal. It doesn't need to just close below there. I need the sell signal to close. If it closes below this low, then I'll possibly take it, but it's got to close below it with the sell signal. Because if it does that, it's going to line up with both the pivot scalp and with the high-low scalp. Let's see, we got about 17 seconds here. Let's see what happens right here. It needs to close below this line. If it does with the sell signal, then I'll possibly take it. So I can get it to this right here. Hold off first. What I'm probably gonna do is I'll put like a sell stop right there. And I'll catch it as it comes down. See, did it fill on mine? Yeah, it filled. All right, so I'm in the position, hit my full TP. That was quick. It didn't give me the full TP though, unfortunately. So I did set my TP up there. It only gave me 890 because it's so volatile, but I did take it. So you guys were listening to what I was mentioning earlier. I said when price pulled up, I was going to put a sell stop right there. So I was focused on my other screen over here. Put the sell stop there, it filled it, and then I hit my TP right away. I didn't get a full profit off it, but I mean, it is what it is. I still locked in, whatever. I'll take it. So there we go with like one win for the day. I've been looking to take a trade like pretty much all day. I didn't fall into it, but I was waiting for those, for pretty much everything to line up. So let me take a screenshot of pretty much all my profits here. Yeah, one of my other accounts I actually locked in 970, so it was a little bit closer. Market was a little volatile, so what? Didn't take it on my MFF. Whack. Let me check what happened here. Damn, I was hoping to take at least my first trade off my MFF. Why didn't it take it? It's weird. It took it on my personal. So it took it on all my FTMOs. It took it on my Hugo's way, but it didn't take it on my MFF. Whack. Let's see. Check social trader tools. I might not have set a setting there properly. I think I did map the symbol. Let me check. Up here. Oh, fuck, I didn't turn it on. It's all good. Well, so that was my bad. Okay, I forgot to turn the copier on for my MFF. It took the trade for both my FTMOs, but it also my Hugo's way, but it didn't take it on my MFF, which is garbage. But whatever, it's okay. That was my mistake. I think I turned it off because in case I was going to trade during Asia session, I didn't want it to copy. But it's all good. Well, it's okay. I still made pretty good profit across both my other accounts. Yeah, Maddie said lot multiplier of 0.1 if you're trying to copy. Gotcha, yeah. So I'm gonna change that too. So thanks for confirming that too, Maddie. I gotta change my lot multiplier to because I have it set at a fixed lot right now. But you're right, I should have it set to lot multiplier. It's probably be a lot easier to do it that way. But here, I'll send you guys my profits and I'll give you guys a little update for this trade here. And like I mentioned, guys, I'm only documenting the trades that I'm actually taking myself that I have profit to show for. So, I'm trying to be as transparent with you guys as possible because, I got to deal with the trolls every so often. But whatever it is, let me give us 1 minute right here for this. So this strategy right here, so I'll just put this right here. The thing is, it's like a high-low entry, but it's also a pivot scalp. So this is what I was waiting for, guys. I was waiting for the perfect entry, right? Looking for an entry that lines up with both. It was a pivot scalp entry plus a high-low scalp. So if both of the entries come up with the same candle, odds are it's probably going to hit. So what I'm going to do here is I'll push my profits for that trade there too. Because it's a better confluence if you guys wait for it. I know it's a little annoying having to wait for it, but it does really pay off. So I'll show you guys my accounts that actually copy the trade. So here's my my main account. You can see it has a green line next to it to hit my TP. Here's my copier. I made, so my main account, I made 890. My copier, I made 970. And then this is my personal account, Hugo's Way. I made about 30 bucks. It's not a lot, but it's something, right? The thing is, if you add all these profits together across like multiple accounts, it adds up to like pretty nice profit at the end of the week, especially if you don't suffer any losses. So if you're careful and patient, you guys can catch these trades perfectly, just like I did right there. I didn't even have to flinch, right? I waited for it, I took it, and I took my profits. So it's about patience and discipline. And guys, don't be like discouraged if like you guys don't catch on to stuff right away. I've been trading for like 11 years, guys. So, my trade psychology is on a different level. You guys aren't going to be the best traders straight out the gate. It's going to take some time for you guys to really get this stuff down. So nice. D over here waited for it too. Nice. A lot of you guys actually took it. So Albert here took it as well, locked in a total of 1,865. Great work right there, Albert. And then D over here too. D was waiting patiently with me. D said worth the wait, locked in a total of 545. So this is key, right? If you guys can, like, say for example, D, if you take these trades and you lock in like, a couple, like $1,000 a day, and you have no losses, it'll just keep adding up. So you guys got to look at the long-term goal. Don't expect to make like $10,000, $20,000 in one day. But if you keep making like $1,000 a day, you'll be at the end of the week, 5, 10K in profit. And realistically, that's the way to do it, because you guys can manage your risk properly, and you'll just feel better about yourself, right? Because you guys, if you just keep winning, you're gonna have more confidence with the next trade. If you're going back and forth wins and losses, your confidence is not going to be there. You're going to have low confidence because you're going to be worried about the next trade. So that's my advice to you guys. It's 7:44 right now, so let me see if there's anything else here that I'm missing. Maddie said he said, I'm done already. Don't like the market, I'm out. So Maddie over here is currently at 1,912 off his first account. His second account over here, he's up 1,354. And I think these are your funded accounts, right, Maddie? So you should be good. Yeah, I'm curious to see your payout for MFF, because I mean, there's a couple other guys that already confirmed with me, but I think once you get, so you're probably gonna get a pretty decent payout from MFF. I think your payout should be nice, and that'll be a better confirmation for me to want to do it. Yeah, Rav. So Rav has his set to 10. I think you should be fine, Rav. Rav said I took it, made a mistake, did not take it off the master account, so I did not copy anything. That's unfortunate, Rav. That I mean, it sucks that happened, Rav, but it's okay. So that's happened to me before too, Rav. That's why on my computer, I just have the main account on here. I don't have any of the other accounts logged into my computer, because I want to make sure that I take it off my my master. So it's all right, Rev. I mean, I'm sure you made some profit off it. Unfortunately, it didn't copy to your other accounts, but it's all right. Just wait for the next one, or wait for whenever a good trade comes across again. So other than that, see if there's anything else here that I'm missing. Rav said I took it on MFF and I got 5 pounds because you took a small lot size, right? Yeah, so actually I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to go to my MFF and I'm going to change my settings to lot multiplier by 10. All right, yeah, because Rav actually brought that up to me too over the weekend, which I didn't even think to do it that way. So, and you guys are way ahead of the game, knowing to change it like that. Yeah, Rav said if I took it on FTMO, I would have got 500. Yeah, because the lot size is smaller on MFF. Dang, it's okay, Rav. You'll make it back tomorrow or later, or even if we see a good entry right now, maybe we'll take one before I get off the live session. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, feel free to let me know if you guys have anything. If not, we're on this live session every day. So if your questions don't get answered today, they'll get answered tomorrow. So we'll see what happens here. All right, my MFF is now connected. I should probably take it off though, because it's going to be Asia session. I mean, whatever, it's cool. I'm kind of bummed though I didn't take the trade off the MFF, because I was trying to kick off that account. I haven't taken any trades off that account yet. It's all right. There's more to come. Let's see what we got right there. So I think what we're still looking for here, Rav, is if you get the buy signal off the 10-minute, I think it'll continue dropping. Well, just like what Maddie was saying earlier, it might come down, test the London low, and then it'll bounce back up. You guys also got to keep in mind that Powell is going to be speaking at that time too. So price might continue dropping until Powell speaks at about noon today. So at about noon, that's where we might see the bounce, which will happen right here. Because it'll just keep dropping, and then Powell say, oh, the economy is doing good, and it just goes right back up. Because you guys have seen that before. Powell's the money printer. So it might be something to look out for. Let's see, Rav's question here is, do you think you will take the 10-minute daily if it comes up? I don't know yet, Rav, possibly. I would have to see how the market's moving at that point. Like if it's clearly moving to the upside, like it's already shifting to the upside, then yeah, maybe I'll take it. Like say, for example, we get like some sort of U shape right here, right? Like, we get some sort of, sorry, some sort of U shape right here, right? So we get some sort of U shape and it starts coming back to the upside like that. Then yeah, maybe I'll take it. If it starts to swing to the upside, then yeah, maybe I'll take it. But you gotta like really analyze the market to see if it's actually going to swing to the upside. Because the thing is, if it's just going sideways and then you get a buy signal, odds are that can probably just come right back down. So, I mean, it just depends on the market conditions. If volatility's up, if you're starting to see that it's really starting to shift to the upside, then yeah, maybe I'll take it. But it's going to be something that I'm going to be a bit careful when taking it. It's not going to be something that I'm going to take and then I'm not just going to take it. I'm going to have to actually analyze the fundamentals, see if fundamentals are good, see where retail sentiment's at, and see if the price looks like it's actually shifting to the upside. So I'd be careful. Yeah, Rav said that tool is cool. Yeah, this curve tool. But yeah, that's kind of what I would be looking for the most part. I'd be looking for it to possibly come down and then shift to the upside like that. This is exactly what I'd be looking for, a swoosh. Just think of it like a backward Nike sign. So you get a Nike sign that's swishing this way. I don't know, is that the proper sign? I mean, I don't know. I think this is a backwards Nike sign. But if you do see it swishing to the upside like that, and you get a buy signal. So say, for example, on the 1 minute, you start to see it shift to the upside, and then you go to the 10-minute, you're like, oh, there's a buy signal there. Then, maybe I'll take it. But you probably would want to be a little careful with waiting for that there. Let me see. B's asking what lot size you can use for MFF, 10 or 15. I'm gonna use 10. B, so it's gonna be the same thing as FTMO. I'm basically gonna be risking about, or I'll probably be making like about 1% to 3% a day. That's probably what my goal is gonna be. So since it's only 8%, yeah, I'll probably pass like within a week or so, as long as I stay consistent with the trades and I don't take any shortcuts and I'm very careful and I don't lose anything. So yeah, hopefully I'll pass it really quick so that, the faster I pass it, the faster I can give you guys my personal opinion, whether you guys should do it or not. But I mean, if you guys want to do it, feel free. For me, it's always like, I found this as an investment. Like, for example, I was the first person to do FTMO out of like almost everyone that I've known. I just saw FTMO. I did it, I passed, and then I told you guys about it, and here we are. Everyone's now doing FTMO. Let's see, B said payout is 1 month after passing. After first month, you can get 2-week payouts. Nice. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, it's kind of similar to FTMO. I would probably still do the monthly, kind of similar to like how I do with FTMO. I don't like getting paid out every 2 weeks because it's like, I kind of like having the capital sitting in the account. And I feel like if I get paid out every 2 weeks, it's going to mess with my head, my trade psychology, because the account's just going to keep getting reset back to like 200K, or I don't remember what lot. I think it's 200K. Yeah, it's 200K. So it's just going to keep getting reset back to 200K. I like to see some capital in the account, and then I like to just pull it out at the end of the month. So that also prevents me from spending money that I don't want to, that I shouldn't be spending. So yeah, let's see. And then another thing that B mentioned here, B said, be careful because it's not like FTMO where the drawdown changes based on how much money you have in profit. If you go to negative 10K for the day, let me see. Yes, B said, be careful because it's not FTMO where the drawdown changes based on how much money you have in profit. If you go negative 10K to the day, if you can profit 10K, you still violate. Oh, wow, that's crazy. So basically you just can never go below 10K, huh? Gotcha. Okay, so that makes, I guess that kind of makes sense. You basically just can't lose. So I'm like curious now, do they have like a daily max loss? Let me see. My FOREX funds. I think it changes a bit, but not like a FTMO where you're 10K in profit, you can go to 20K. Okay, gotcha. Okay. So you just can't go below 10K a day. which is okay. I guess that's not like a big deal because I don't ever go below that much anyways. You know, I'm pretty on point with my okay, so daily drawdowns 10K, overall drawdown. Okay, no, I see what you guys mean. Yeah, no, I should be fine. Because the thing is, I don't really lose trades very often. And if I do lose, it's only like 3K. It's, you know, it's very minimal. So as long as I stick to my plan and I don't take any like dumb trades, then I think I should be fine. As long as I don't revenge trade, which, you know, I never do anymore. I haven't done that in a long time, thankfully. Um, should be good. All right, guys, so it's 8 o'clock right now. I think this is it for now. Let me see what Arash said here. Arash said 10K to go, 11K first day, second day, 5% from. Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, so I guess with MFF, I just have to stay with the same lot size. I can't scale it kind of like how we would with FTMO. Because with FTMO, I would scale it sometimes where I'd move up to like 15 lots. But yeah, okay, no, that makes sense. So I'll just keep it at like 10 lots. And I'll just maybe that it'd be a good idea to just pull out every 2 weeks. Now that you guys have mentioned that. Yeah, B said on MFF, you can have 3 200K counts or 2 300K counts. So maybe you can scale once you have all the funded accounts at 2 300Ks. Oh, good to know, B. Okay, cool. Yeah, no, that makes sense. That's interesting. I mean, it's bigger. That was my goal, guys, because the thing is, I kind of maxed out my FTMO. So I was like, I need to figure out what other funding companies are like legit. So yeah, I'll see how MFF does. And then after I'm done with MFF, you know, maybe I'll look into other ones. But I think currently right now, I'm cool with MFF and well, I'm cool with FTMO. MFF is going to be tested to see how well it works over the next couple months. Yeah, B also said scales up to like just like FTMO every 25% every few months. No, that's good to know. Yeah, and I think that's why I want to merge my FTMOs too. So I think maybe next year I'll merge my FTMO so I can start scaling it up higher. But I'm just curious if FTMO is going to increase their max account. Because if that's the case and they increase the max account, I might as well just do another account so I can just automatically merge those together instead of doing the whole scaling thing because it takes forever. I think it takes like 4 or 6 months. It's crazy. Oh, nice, Eric. Yeah, Eric showed me the Blue FX. I'll take a look at Blue FX. I've heard of them before. I've never used them myself, but I've heard of Blue FX. I've seen like advertising from them. Yeah, no challenge either. How much is the account though? Let's see. 250. Oh, but you got to pay a monthly fee for this. This is what kind of sucks. I mean, it's not a big deal, but oh, the monthly stops once you're funded. Gotcha. I'll take a look at it. Thanks for showing me, Eric, and I'll see how this. Do they have US 30? It says it's 29 major pairs minor currency. I don't think they offer a US 30 though, huh? Because it says 29 major and currency pairs plus gold. It doesn't say anything about indices. Yeah, I don't know if they yeah, Hap SC said, you're right, no indices, Blue FX. Yeah, so I have to pass on this, unfortunately. I only trade US 30, so it wouldn't work out for me. But no, thanks for letting us know, Eric. If anyone wants to get funded on something like this, Forex, maybe something that you guys want to check out. But yeah, unfortunately, no indices, which is what I mean, that's all I trade. Maybe I'll make an account with them and just trade like long-term Forex trades. I don't know. We'll see. Let's go back to the 1 minute real quick. So as you guys can see the Nike switch sign that I drew right here. It's starting to shift to the upside, right? So if we get a buy signal here off the 10 minute, it might be a pretty decent buy for the daily entry. So something to keep in mind. You guys can see I drew this earlier, but it's actually playing out how we drew out the other time. Let's see. Arash said bet on brains. Raj said, little weird, but worth to check. That's an interesting account too. And there's a lot of these. So you guys want to be really careful when you guys are like looking at these other funding companies, because there's a lot of funding companies out there and a lot of them are not legit. Uh, I mean, I'll take a look at this too, and we'll see what you know what's funny about this website? I know like where they build this website. This is like a Wix website because this is like a Wix stock photo, and they're just using like a template. So that's like another red flag. If you guys see a website like this, that's like, it looks like, like a 10-year-old made it. You just want to be careful with it. But yeah, no, but thanks for letting me know about this too, Raj. No, I'm just joking around the whole website. I mean, sometimes they just don't know how to make a good website, but I'll take a look at it. It just doesn't, it looks kind of sketchy to me, but so they're located in France. Yeah, no, I'll take a look at it, Arash. I'll keep my eyes open for like different funding companies. But I think my main thing right now is I'm going to be looking to make sure that MFF is good. And once I'm good with MFF, I'm going to max out my accounts with them, and then I'll move on to the next one. But I think right now is just FTMO. That's going to be the main one that I'll be recommending to you guys. And then if MFF is good, maybe I'll recommend that to you as well. So as you guys can see off the 10-minute here, rejected off the London low. If we get a buy signal here, I'll probably take it for the daily entry. But just keep in mind with the small lot size. But yeah, guys, other than that, I think we're done for the session. Let me see if there's anything else right here. Arain said I'm doing the MFF challenge. Does anyone know if I have to be consistent with the lot size? No idea, Arain. I don't know myself, but actually, I don't think so. I think with the evaluation, there's no consistency rule from what I remember. Okay, yeah, so Professor just answered your question right there, Arain. He said no to the MFF question. That's great. Okay, so thanks for confirming that, Professor. You can use like whatever lot size it looks like, as long as you don't, pass the drawdown limits. See, other than that, let's see. Kip said, bet on brains will let you have a live account based on your track history. E8 funding is legit so far. Good to know, Kip. I'll take a look at that too, because I know a lot of you guys mentioned that before as well. E8. So I'll take a look at E8. And I know that they're based in the US. So they might be a good company to work with as well. Yeah, Eric said, yes, let's get all the money from all prop firms. My goal is to get 1 million. That's the goal too, Eric. So I'm already at 400K for FTMO. If I get the 600K off MFF, that'd be at 1 mil already. And then from there, I'll just keep, finding other funding companies that are legit as well to use. So guys, I think that's it for this session. Let me see if there's anything else right here. Nice. Kip said that E8 is completely unabated. I know that you guys mentioned it before. I would just have to test it out myself. But I think I'm gonna stick with I don't want to do too many funding companies at once. I'll just stick with MFF for now. Once I find out if I confirm it's legit, then I'll just open 2 more accounts with them, and then I'll do E8 after. But no, definitely, you guys have been bringing up E8 a lot lately. So definitely something that I would probably take a look at. All right, cool. So I think that's it for this session, guys. It's 8 o'clock. It's way past my session time. So if you guys do have questions, feel free to email me or message me on Telegram. Otherwise, we'll be back here tomorrow for the next live session. If you guys do decide to trade for the rest of the morning, just keep in mind and be careful that we do have news coming up. So we have at 9:15 ECB President Lagarde. I know it's not necessarily going to affect the US market, but it can to one extent or the other. The main thing that you want to look out for is Fed member Williams speaking at 12 noon. And then right after, Powell's going to speak at 12:05. So right after Williams is done speaking, Powell's going to speak, and this is definitely going to affect the market one way or another. You also got to keep in mind that this is NFP week. So, just be aware that you're going to see some weird movements in the market, because for one, we have the whole COVID news. For two, it's first week of December, and for three, it's NFP week. So there's a lot of red flags there indicating that you can see some unusual price movements. But you guys can still profit off it. Just, be careful, use proper lot sizing, and don't revenge trade. Let's see. B's asking, are you still going to take the daily if a buy signal closes on the 10-minute? Possibly. I don't know yet, because here's a problem with this right here, is if it closes above this Asia high, then I would possibly take it. However, if it doesn't, it's gonna, I might not take it, because what might happen is price might just bounce off right there. So something to keep in mind. You just want to make sure that you're taking a look at these previous session highs and lows, because these are really important price points where price can bounce off. Looking at this right here, though, let me see how far is this from opening price. So yeah, if it does close above there, I would probably take it, because the thing is, we're just going for 150 pips or 150 points, which is 1,500 pips. So the thing is, if you're going for that big of a move and you're moving your stop loss in profit, I think you should be good from right here. Let's see. Alan said E8 has 100 active traders and 3,000 on challenges. Nice. That's good news that they're pretty active. So we'll see how that goes, Alan. But I'll definitely take a look at E8 after I'm done with MFF, if and when I end up doing them. Patrick's asking, have you heard of Top Tier Prop Firm? Peter said that's QBanks' prop firm. I've never heard of them, but I know who QBanks is. Obviously, like majority of people know who he is. He's a trader. Patrick, QBanks is he's like one of the other pioneers, like within the whole group. There's like a lot of people who are creating their own prop firms, and he's one of the people. Like, he has like different systems that are available. I think he had like an EA before, and then now he has a prop firm. I have nothing bad to say about QBanks at all. I know a lot of people don't like him, and a lot of people have a lot of bad things to say about him because they don't think he's like really trading. But I think he's legit. Like, honestly, I think he knows how to trade. I can't say anything about his profits or anything like that, but I think he's a cool person, and he trades. I mean, he does know what he's doing. So yeah, but I probably wouldn't do his prop firm. That's like one thing that I wouldn't do. If I'm going to do a prop firm, I'm going to do a prop firm that's like, they're actually doing prop firm stuff, not just people who are branching off and doing other things. But I have nothing bad to say about him or his prop firm. I would just be careful. If you guys want to try that, here, let me look it up actually. Top Tier Prop Firm. Let me see this. I can't even find it. Where's it at? I Googled it, but I mean, obviously, if you type in Top Tier Prop Firm, there's gonna be a lot of stuff that comes up right here. Let's see. Is it called Top Tier Trader? Oh, I think it's called Top Tier Trader. That's what it is. Gotcha. So this is it right here. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Honestly, I personally, I don't know. I have no opinion on them, so I wouldn't necessarily say anything good or bad. But what I would recommend is to, I mean, it's the same thing. It's like every other prop firm, right? They just copy the same info. Tier 1, tier 2, it's the same thing. What I would do, what I would personally do is I would just wait to see someone that I personally know who does it and gets paid out by them. That's what I'm doing with like MFF. I didn't do MFF until like someone I personally knew got paid out by them, and they confirmed that it was legit. So I have nothing good or bad to say about this. I have no experience with them. I don't know. It's something that you would have to test out yourself. And then if it does work, then you guys can let me know if it works well. And then maybe I'll think about doing it. But I think right now, currently, I'm just going to be focusing on MFF and then maybe E8 after, and then I'll look for anything after that. All right, so here's a pending buy signal off the daily. So what I do recommend, guys, if you guys do decide to take this, take it with a small lot size. Just take it with a really small lot size. And let it run. It needs to close above this session's high low though. So yeah, it needs to close above it. If it closes above it, then possibly. Let me check changing my lot size. I'm not gonna get greedy with this, bro. I'm gonna use a really small lot size. All right. It's kind of risky, but I mean, we'll see where it goes from here. All right, so I'm in it with you guys. I'm taking very, very small lot size for this. Yeah, let's see, I'm gonna set up my alerts for this. One thing that you guys got to do is you guys got to set your TP. You guys got to move your stop loss and profit when you guys get to that point, right? So this is going to be daily TP. So I'm in the position, guys, if you guys are wondering. I'm in the position, but I'm going to be moving my stop loss and profit when I need to. You guys got to be really on point with that. Because the way that the market's moving is like not really smooth. It's kind of just going back and forth. But I mean, it'll probably swing up higher. We'll see. Daily TP2. All right. So I'm in the position with you guys. I took a small lot size, one lot. I mean, I'm in profit. Let me see where I'm at right now. I'm like $100 in profit. Damn, if I took a 10 lot, I would have been 1,000 profit already. It's all good. But you got to understand your risk. You guys can't be taking like dumb trades. you guys got to do it properly. You can't break the bank on like one trade. So here I got my TPs and stuff set up or whatever. So when it does hit CP, I'll give you guys an update. When it does hit CP1, you guys got to keep in mind, I'm going to be moving my stop loss and profit. So just make sure to keep a lot of this stuff in mind. Don't get greedy. I know a lot of you guys just want to let the trade run, which you can. If you're okay with the risk, then do it. But for me, I'm conservative. So when price does hit CP or whatever, or it gets close to CP, I will be moving my my stop loss in profit. So other than that, guys, I think that's it for now. So that's it. So if you guys have questions, feel free to reach out on Telegram or email. I will keep you guys updated on this trade. I do have my alert set up, so when it does hit CP, I'll give you guys an update. Otherwise, I think that's it for this session. If you guys do have questions, reach out. Otherwise, I'll see you guys here tomorrow for the next live session. And good luck to whoever took this trade. I think it's going to push. It should. So other than that, guys, have a great rest of your morning.